how to beat the Demon King Clash event. So the 7th day of the event has finally been released. Well, that also means the 7th stage. So as you can see here, we've already beaten the 7 stages of this event, and we'll be showing you pretty much maybe tips and tricks in order to actually beat this event. Now, finishing this event will only just give you, extra rewards or extra Clash badges, which you can use to just go ahead and exchange for the shop, especially if you're just a free-to-play player where, every single piece of Clash badges is, very usable for you. And I pretty much only have 5 because I just used mine on getting chromatic chest keys, which did allow me to get weapons. So assuming and hoping to get something more than maybe 1.5k Clash tokens is, pretty much impossible, because the other way you can get tokens in this game is, by spinning, and most of the tickets are gotten through the Demon King Clash Pack, which does require you to purchase money. But back into how to actually beat the Demon King battle for those extra Clash badges. So starting with our little power-ups over here, since we're already in the 7th stage, then all of it is already unlocked, so it's on the 4th level already. So the first one, you go ahead and start off with a shield equal to 50% HP. So when shield is active, elemental damage plus 10%, which is, extra damage for you. So put in mind that once you lose that shield, you won't be able to take it again. So it's always just best to dodge those bullets and damages to actually save that shield for the final boss, or the specific boss of that stage, I mean. So the next level is a chance to summon dark energy orbs when enemies are hit. So these can pull hate, and energy orbs release energy rings to attack nearby enemies. These orbs are also attackable by your opponent, so you can use those orbs as, distractions for those enemies, for them to go ahead and target instead of you, but we'll be showing that later anyways. So the next level is when HP is below 50%, you're gonna go and absorb the dark energy orbs on the map to restore the shield. Put in mind that this does only trigger once a game, so you may have to use this wisely. And finally, for the 4th level, the dark energy orbs will form a binding field when destroyed, so enemies caught in the field will have their projectile slowed and damage taken increased while the field lasts for 10 seconds. So let's just go ahead and start with the stage 1. Of course, probably one of the easiest one that you can do. So for your talents, make sure you go ahead and save that refresh skill if you really have no choice. So that pretty much depends on what kind of style you like to play. For me, I don't really use sprites. I'm more on the movement speed in order to dodge, and that extra invincibility just in case I get into tight situations. So the items over here or these skills will not be useful for me, so I may have to risk using my first refresh option on the very first talent skill options. Now over here we do have 2 good options for my style at least, which is the chance to charge to launch a giant arrow, which is pretty good if there are multiple opponents because it does piercing, and the attack speed increase over here on the right. Although it does decrease your damage by a lot, but by the fact that you do have to keep on moving, it will be still quite useful because you're gonna need that extra attack speed when you're standing still for almost just less than a second. So for now, we'll be using the attack speed. So of course, the first level is just pretty simple. There are these guys that shoots normal arrows, so you don't have to worry about that. Just simply dodge. And there are guys that dashes towards you. So again, those are easy to dodge. So all you have to do is stay calm and don't let the pressure of multiple enemies attacking you at once get to you. So over here, we got lucky enough to get 2 legendary options. Now for my style, I do like the idea of getting a shield that blocks 1 hit per wave. Although again, yes, it is a single hit, but that single hit may be the reason why you are able to beat the game. So for me, I like to take my own chances with the extra invisibility. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take on the invisibility option, but the heal stuff is still pretty good. Now we have 3 pretty equal options over here. We do have the vampiric orbs, but we'll be taking the risk and believing in our own confidence and skills that we won't be able to use this vampiric orbs yet because we have our shields. And having melee or close range weapons may just pretty much risk your own life just by trying to get near to your opponents. So it's pretty much recommended to get as far away from your opponents as you can so that you have more time to dodge their projectiles and their attacks. But that's for me and my style, I guess. So what I choose here is the lightning sprite because it's zap and connecting attacks is pretty useful, especially because I still have one projectile. It does get hard, of course, the more opponents there are, so it's pretty much better to just get rid as much as you can. And of course, there's also this guy that shoots a bounce arrow. It only bounces once, but it might catch you off guard, so you gotta be careful for those guys as well. So here I'll be choosing the attack power increase because if I go ahead and choose super bolt, then it may be useful for the current and present stages, but for this final level of this stage, it's gonna be a singular opponent, which is the boss, so the lightning attack won't really be useful, so we'll be going with that extra strength. Over here, we're pretty much basing on how we're going to beat the boss of the stage. So the first one is Meteor Potions, which we do have to make some movement in order to get that potion, but that might risk us from getting hit just by trying to get there. So that's gonna be crossed out for my style. For the Pursuit Strike, that's gonna be pretty much useless for the boss because you're gonna need to defeat a monster in order to trigger it. So our only option here is the Flame Sprite for that extra flame damage. So again, it's pretty much just choosing the skills that will fit your own gameplay and your own style to make you as flexible as you want to be in your own game. So be reasonable with the skills you choose, and beating the boss and the entire stage should become easier than it actually is. So that's pretty much it for the level 1 to 5 parts of each stage. It's just trying to survive as long as possible, keeping your shields up for the boss, try not to let your guard down, and making sure the skills you use will be effective enough to actually beat the boss of that specific stage. So now we'll just be going ahead directly to each boss for their own skill sets, their own attack patterns, and how I would like and choose to beat them. So over here for the first stage boss, we have this guy. I forgot his name actually. I think it's Felix. He shoots 4 boars around, and those boars bounces each 3 times, so you're gonna have to be careful. And I just got hit there because I was talking, I'm sorry. You can use the orbs to just go ahead and block those orbs, but it does get destroyed eventually, so be careful. And as you can see, he's pretty much dodging into that orb right there because I'm too far to be his main priority target. So the bosses will priority the closest to them, which is the orbs that's currently, luckily enough, that's being spawned. And that's pretty much the only 2 attack patterns Felix has, which is the dash and then the boar attack. So that's the first stage done. Let's just go ahead to the second stage, which is Nyanha. And I think I said Felix for this guy. I'm pretty sure that's Helix. So again, for the second stage, we have Nyanha over here. Here is our obtain skills that fits for me, that I chosen for my, of course, the options that I was given and what I think would work best for me. And of course, our last one, let's just go ahead and add that laser sprite. I have potion skills because I'm confident enough that I should be able to dodge her attacks cleanly. It's only tornado attacks, which you should be careful for, and those shuriken things, which bounces all day once. And that's pretty much it for her attack set. So as long as there's orbs, you shouldn't be worried about the obstacles hitting you. So just go behind them, or just be careful with her attacks because she does move like weirdly. But anyways, oops, I almost destroyed there. But that's pretty much it for Nyanha, the ninja star attacks and the tornado thing. So let's just go ahead to the third stage, which is Seraph. So here's the learned skills I have for the third stage of Seraph. Again, the skill set I'm choosing is the one that I think I'm most comfortable with, given the options that was available for me. Luckily enough, we also got a revive here, which is pretty good because I'm almost dead. And finally, let's just go ahead and choose this one for the extra damage. So for Seraph over here, she does go ahead and summon an attacker for her. So one that shoots fireballs and one that shoots a laser, which she should be summoning right now. And she also has a fire attack and a laser attack. Does bounce, but you don't have to worry because it does show a line and where you have to dodge. And that's pretty much it for her attack set. Just two attacking guys, one that shoots lasers and one that shoots fireballs. So these guys over here. So just go ahead and keep dodging, and eventually you should be able to beat Seraph actually quite quickly. So there we go, Seraph is gone. So we'll be moving on to our next stage, which for me, I think is the hardest because of the bat attack pattern, which will be shown very soon. So Dracula over here, probably one of the hardest ones out of these 6 bosses that you'll be getting in this event. So here is the learned skills we have for Dracula over here. We have mostly automatic attacks, speed attacks, movement speeds, area damage skills that we don't have to stop in order to hurt Dracula, and of course our durability skills that can help us survive the multiple attacks or the wide range of attacks that Dracula will be giving. So let's go ahead for the Ice Spike Sprite over here for the extra damage. And for this level, you're just gonna go ahead and focus on dodging, especially on that weird dash thing. So make sure you're far away from him as possible so that you have time to dodge everything that's currently happening. So I'm currently getting cooked because I am not focusing, but just, oh my god. But with enough practice, you should be able to get a hold of his skill set, and just keep focusing and dodging if you do have this kind of skill set, and you should be able to beat Dracula. Next we do have Otto. It's about above on Dracula. So here's our skill set for Otto. We're gonna be expecting to be able to actually stop an attack because his attacks are a bit slow, and we should be able to get multiple openings to actually attack him. But put in mind that the attacks of this guy is actually painful as heck. So do still try your best to not get hit from him because this guy is based on crit attack damage. So oh yeah, here's the learned skill set. Mostly dodge rate, just increase stats basically, and the more arrow stuff because we're gonna be able to hit him a lot. And finally for this, we're just gonna go ahead and choose the move speed and the smaller guy so that we are actually able to dodge. So he has that teleporting thing, so make sure you're always ready to dodge because those are one of his most dangerous attacks. It's just a melee thing. And the second attack is where he shoots 3 consecutive arrows, which just goes to wherever you currently are. He also has this meteor thing, which you should be able to dodge quite easily. And finally, a laser attack that pretty much just goes everywhere at once. I'm not really sure where it targets, but once you have these skills practiced, then you should be able to... oh, there's also that dash attack. But anyways, once you have these skills and attack set practice, you should be able to actually beat this guy quite easily. So up to our final guy, which is Alex over here. Now, for the 6th stage, it's actually just more harder to get through the pre-boss level because of the fact that there's gonna be a lot of them already, even just starting. So it's pretty much best to use skills that can clear multiple enemies at once, but make sure it's not that much focus on that because you still do need to beat that boss in the level 6. But again, it's pretty much the same with the other levels, just a bit harder. So for Alex over here, I have a feeling we might actually lose this because I'm not feeling great about the skills I got. Over here we have some random stuff. We have that basically just mostly increase of stats, and I'm just gonna rely on, hopefully getting able to be lucky enough to get those free dodges. But anyways, I don't really see anything useful here other than the freeze thing, so that I can, get some cheesy hits on this guy like this. So for Alex over here, it's pretty much best to go behind those orbs as much as possible, because he does have that weird 5 pattern attack that can maybe pretty much catch you off guard, especially if he's near. He also releases those hearts that when you touch you do get damage, so make sure to avoid those things. And finally, that thing, I'm not really sure how to explain that one, but it's just arrows that continuously goes to you, that bounces once, but that's pretty much his only attack set. The only thing that can catch you off guard is that weird spread shot, and also that heart thing where you do have to not touch accidentally. So just keep on dodging, hopefully you do survive. And it would be great if I clear this, because that would mean a 6 out of 6 no death run for this. And we did do it, thankfully, in one run, because it would have been a bit bothersome to actually have to go through all of that again. But anyways, that's pretty much all you need to know in order to beat the Demon King battle, because for the stage 7 it's pretty much the 6 levels, but instead of those little weird minions, you are going to be faced with each of one of them. So the level 1 is going to be this tiger guy, level 2 Nyanha, Seraph, Dracula, Otto, and then Alex. So you're not going to be needed to use those skills that are going to be helpful with multiple enemies, because you're going to be always going against a singular opponent. So that's pretty much the only tip I can give you for the stage 7, is to focus on singular attack skills. But hopefully this video can help you. That's pretty much how I would beat the game. And as you can see, we did it in a single go with 0 deaths for some reason. But again, if this video does help you, and hopefully it actually does, please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and that's all. Thank you.